Strowman.
He's like a force in nature.
He's just Braun. Braun. Braun.
Well, either way, he at least he still has the money in the bank, and as we all know, briefcases make everything more interesting, don't they?
You're damn right it does.
Not that I would know. Anyway, moving on to the next match, we got the Bludgeon Brothers defeating Team Hell No, which was a little surprising, but not entirely unexpected.
It wasn't surprising. I predicted it. I think the part that actually was surprising is the fact that Kane actually did have an ankle injury, hence why they did the whole storyline of Bludgeon Brothers closing the door on him, using one of their hammers on him. It was a way to get Kane out of this match to an extent. But yeah, it turns out Kane actually does have an ankle injury. That's what maybe Team Hell No was supposed to win this match. But because Kane actually getting legit injured, they had to change it. But it worked in my favor.
Yeah, but then again, the world may never know at this point.
It still worked in my favor. That's all that matters.
Well, I've got no transition for this next one. Bobby Lashley defeated Roman Reigns. Next match.
To be fair, it actually was a pretty decent match.
It was.
You got to really give it to him. The only real thing is that now this match is completely pointless, considering the fact that they're doing it again next week. And, man, as much as I loved those triple threat matches on Raw, why did the results have to be the same? Why do we, the one thing that I feel SmackDown is definitely doing a lot better than Raw is that they're actually putting new faces in the main title picture, or in the world title picture. When you look at Raw, there's only 4 people that in Vince's eyes that are actually worthy of having that Universal Championship. 1 is the champion. 2 of them are actually fighting for the number 1 contender spot. And the 4th guy, he's the Mr. Money in the Bank. Those are the only 4 guys that Vince actually thinks is worthy of the Universal Championship. Everyone else is just nothing more than upper mid-card. I mean, granted, if Roman... I would love to have seen Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor put some new faces in it. As I posted on Twitter, instead of putting newer stars over, putting them in the world title picture, actually having them gain credibility in the eyes of the fans. Instead, nope, we give it to Roman Reigns. At least with Bobby Lashley, it's a new face, but it's still the fact that it's one of those one of those 4 people that Vince sees as only worthy of having the Universal title, instead of someone who is literally the biggest face on Raw, Seth Rollins, or someone who actually is a natural face in Finn Balor. And who is a good natural heel as Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, honestly, as far as this match goes, I really had no emotional investment in it. Like you said, the match itself was fine. It was good.
That bump that Bobby Lashley took, that was brutal. The fireman's carry to the floor. Ugh, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, it's just a shame that I really don't have any interest in either of these guys on paper. I'm just not emotionally invested at all, even when the match itself is good.
I'm kind of warming up to Bobby Lashley, especially after he posted. It's like, so apparently this Extreme Rules match means nothing, considering the fact that I have to face Roman again. It's like, yeah, he's pointing out the stupidity of Raw's booking too.
Hey, at least they know that he's been around the block. I think he's got enough leeway that no one will give him a hard time for speaking his mind like that.
What are the odds we're going to get a triple threat match between Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam?
Very good. I've got my own theory about that, and I will refrain from commenting further up until we get closer to SummerSlam.
Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, so here's Alexa Bliss, and she's defeating Nia Jax.
If you took Ronda Rousey out of this match would have been terrible. It was not a good match.
Yeah, I was tired.
And then you have Corey Graves. I cannot believe he said this. He was saying, "Oh, Alexa Bliss can get herself disqualified or counted out, and she still be Raw Women's Champion." And then it takes Michael Cole to point out, "It's an Extreme Rules match, Corey. She can't do that." I'm like, wait.
Shut up, Graves.
Wait, did he really just say that? But yeah, if you took Ronda Rousey out of it, this match was no good. But the fact that Ronda Rousey jumped over the barricade and just was kicking ass, taking names, she really is awesome. She is fitting into the WWE perfectly.
Yes, I'm very, very happy with what they're doing with Ronda Rousey at this point.
She's pretty much the female Stone Cold. She just does not give a shit. She just comes in, kicks ass, and that's really it. All she needs is a beer. That really is it.
Just wait until she eats Alexa Bliss alive at SummerSlam. It'll be great. It'll be great. But in the meantime, speaking of great, we did have, on the same show, AJ Styles defeating Rusev in... I am very tempted to call it my match of the night.
I really didn't have a match of the night. It was actually a toss-up between the last two matches, and I just basically put them as equal. But yeah, this was great. This was a great match. Both parties were booked phenomenally, no pun intended. Rusev was booked to look super strong, as he should, and Aiden English removing the turnbuckle, costing him the match. I'm intrigued on what they're going to do storyline-wise, especially with Aiden English going to Lana, asking to talk to Rusev to apologize. Now there's some kind of friction between the Team Rusev Day. Hopefully they don't break the team up. Hopefully Rusev and Aiden English doesn't end up being a match at SummerSlam.
Why would you be opposed to that?
Because I like them together.
Fair enough.
And also, once Rusev destroys Aiden English, where does Aiden English go from there? To basically being a jobber again. You know he would be.
I know he's got better skills for it, but something tells me, it would just be wasted somewhere else.
So and these two fit with each other so perfectly. But yeah, Rusev was just booked to look dominant. He is now at that point where he deserves to be in that spot, to be a top main eventer for SmackDown. Mm-hmm. Even if he's not in the title picture, he deserves to have a top feud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I take this whole match and whole experience as a sign that they're very happy with Rusev right now. But anyway, moving on with who's happy with what. I noticed going into this match that we were all tied up. That whoever won this match would determine who the next Scholars of Wrestling Championship was going to be. And of course, Dolph Ziggler won. I still picked Seth Rollins, and I gotta tell you, this was down to the wire. It was exciting for the entire 30 minutes, even though I was starting to get sleepy. And then no pinfall landed by the end of the 30 minutes. Then everything gets reset again. Like, okay, this is it. This is when Seth Rollins is going to win it all. And
nope.
And it's gone.
When it came to the match, it was a good mix. The reason I actually tied this up with Rusev and AJ Styles as my match of the night, because I really couldn't choose between the two. It was a perfect blend of storytelling and wrestling. It was Seth took a demanding lead, and most people didn't like the fact that Seth took the demanding lead. As most people, it's like with Iron Man matches, the baby faces usually are the ones who are the ones losing to basically have the obstacle of overcoming the heel.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one of Seth Rollins trying to keep his winning streak. I like when the babyface is trying to defend it, and I feel like Seth is put in the position how he's been booked this past year, where he should be the one actually defending because he's being booked so strong, and how Dolph has been booked to look not so. This is kind of his redemption arc, at least how he's been booked recently, or at least like last year how he was booked. This year he's actually been booked very well, especially as a heel. Like with the cheap pins. Actually, I don't even remember. I definitely remember him using the ropes on one pin. I don't remember how he was able to gain the other victories. He took advantage of Drew McIntyre beating down Seth Rollins. I remember that. But the one thing that definitely took away from this match was the crowd. When they started counting down with the clock, it was fun at first, with them just going 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was cute at first. I actually got a good laugh out of it, but it definitely, once they actually started reaching, like when they did like 5 times in a row, and then the fact that that WWE actually took off the clock so they can try and stop doing it, but instead the crowd was just doing it at random times. It was just going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I was still amused by this, honestly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I still found it amusing because there's no way that the WWE and the regular fan base are going to let them get away with that again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like I said, I enjoyed it at first, but it reached that point where now they're just trolling. They're trolling the show. It's sort of similar to just all the chants they were giving for if it was Roman Reigns. It felt like it was a no-win situation. Granted, I actually loved the idea of the Intercontinental Championship match main eventing the show because it's 2 guys who actually deserve to main event a show for something so prestigious as the Intercontinental Championship. But as most people would put it, it's the fans are putting us at a point where WWE is finally giving us something that we want, yet they're still hijacking the show, trolling the show, not giving a shit what's going on, only caring about the clock.
That particular time, yeah.
I feel now it's like, why would WWE try and make us happy now? Because once they're actually trying to do something to make us happy, the crowd is still being a bunch of assholes. Granted, it was in Pittsburgh, so it makes sense. Pennsylvania crowds, mainly Philly and Pittsburgh, are assholes. Those crowds suck. I seriously doubt that the New York, New Jersey crowd would actually do something like that.
The rumor going around is that WWE is concerned that Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley, if it went on last, would have gotten booed out of the building.
Oh, it would have.
Yes, which, in order to avoid that, that's why they booked the matches the way that they did. Again, it absolutely worked. I thought Ziggler and Seth Rollins were plenty enough to close the show. Oh,
I agree. They were plenty enough to close the show too. But you also have to think about it. They like to have the crowd go home happy. Why not just have AJ Styles and Rusev on last? Because no matter who would have won that match, the crowd would have been happy. Because I seriously doubt they would want a cheap heel victory as how they ended this match with the sudden death overtime, and then all of a sudden Drew shows up again and then allows Ziggler to give the zigzag pinfall victory. But why would you want to pull something like that leave the crowd upset because they're their person who they want to win ends up getting screwed.